Hello, beautiful human. Surprise! We're here for a emergency hearing for Donna Adelson. I am Bob Mata, the host of Defense Diaries. I should be joined momentarily by my beautiful and brilliant co-host, Allie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope all of you beautiful humans had a beautiful weekend. We had a great weekend. And Donna's in court a day before she's supposed to be. What's it mean? I don't know. I'm going to tell you this, though. Emergency in terms of the court, they don't take it lightly. Like, you can't just write emergency on some motion and say it's an emergency. Well, if the court doesn't deem it an emergency, they're not going to be happy. So it's interesting. Like this, like Wendy's got a motion out there that was filed by her attorney. That's something that seems like that could have been dealt with tomorrow in the morning, housekeeping style. So could be a plea deal. Could be a plea deal. I mean, this is the moment in time where if you're Donna and you're pleading out, you don't want the jury to have to come to the courthouse tomorrow. This would be the time to do it. Is that what's going to happen? I have no idea. It's interesting. It's interesting. So, yeah, Tracy warned me earlier this morning. She's like, it looks like there is a buzz on the street that there's going to be some kind of emergency hearing. And she's like, but I'm not seeing it on the docket. So I asked her, I'm like, well, just keep your eye out, keep your ears and your eyes open, keep your nose to the grindstone. Hold on, I'll be right back. The Nook needs to come in. And when the Nook needs to come in, he comes in.
What's happening? Where'd Bob go?
The guy wanted to come into the room. So I had to leave everybody rudderless, just floating out in space. I apologize for that.
Well, this morning I had no Zoom court. I had nothing. So I took a leisurely morning, made a big breakfast, and Bob comes down, haven't showered, just rolled out of bed. We're going live. But since he's a prima donna, he gave himself 7 minutes to shower.
I have to shower. I have to. No one needs to smell me through the interwebs. Like, that's just not a thing. So yeah, I took a real quick shower, and Allie comes up. She's like, "Yeah, it's 12:32." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "That was like the fastest shower I've ever taken." She's like, "Oh no, it's 12:22." I'm like, "Wow."
Old age.
All right.
What do you?
Yeah, thanks for the grabber, the near grabber. So, babe, I don't know. I mean, we were talking about it briefly. You and I, maybe a plea deal. I mean, emergencies are emergencies.
Look at Nookie back there.
He's so weird. He is so Oh, I love you so much, buddy. He's one of those dogs that, I think that probably most dogs do it. They try to dig their, hide their bone, smother, like they try to hide it in certain nooks and crannies. This guy is just that dude. He is he'll do it for like 20 minutes though. And I'll be like, all right, dude, no one is taking your bone, bro. No one's taking your bone.
No one's taking it. I just gave the thing to you. I just gave it to you.
He's not a Great Dane, actually. I think you were probably. He's taken over our chaise that we have in our room, so I think his height was a little probably.
Oh yeah, he's standing on top of furniture.
He was standing on top of it, so that wasn't an accurate representation of how tall. No, he's actually half Siberian Husky and half Shar-Pei, like a strange but beautiful mix of dog. And he's got the sweetest disposition. He is just wonderful. We love our dog so much. Like Allie and I are always worrying about, like, when is he gonna die? It's like, that's the thing about dogs. You start worrying about, like, when you're gonna be without them because their lifespans are so short. I hate that part of it. I think this guy's gonna live forever, though.
I mean, they're getting pretty good at whatchamacalliting people.
I mean, when you're loved that much, you just, you'll live forever. I think that's it.
You do the whatchamacallit that my brain can't think of right now.
What?
When you duplicate somebody.
Cloning.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, this is what happens when you get in the perimenopause stage.
Oh.
So yes, clone him. I would clone him now.
Clonage. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm keeping an eye on it. I mean, all right, so I got a little sidetracked with the dog talk because that's so fun.
Put the screen down there in the bottom so I can see it too.
Okay.
Check your ass.
All right. That's fair.
You don't have OnlyFan to.
That is fair. Oh shit.
Kappelman and Sarah Catherine Dugan for the state.
Joshua Zoman and Jackie Fulford for Mrs. Adelson.
There you go.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. John Willow on behalf of the witness, Wendi Adelson, and my colleague Matthew Luca is with me as well.
Good afternoon. I have reviewed your motion, Mr. Loro, concerning the defense's subpoena as far as placing a statement on the record. I don't know if any of the parties have a position concerning you placing a statement on the record, but similar to the other trials in this matter, I do not have.
Hey, are you talking?
Yeah, I was saying it's a subpoena, people. It's just a subpoena.
Why is that an emergency? Why isn't this housekeeping?
There's something they need. They need it. They wanted it addressed before trial.
No, it's about like Wendi, like the defense. She's being subpoenaed by the state, and it's about Wendi being able to put a statement on the record in lieu of the defense trying to call her or being able to cross-examine her. I don't know. It's like Tracy sent it to us yesterday. It's weird.
All right.
That seems like a housekeeping matter beforehand. Yeah. Look, y'all, let me check. I'll see if Law and Crime's any better. Because that was not quite as bad as
what's just been like.
Well, I think there was a Zoom. There was a Zoom in there. So the Zoom was the really, really bad shit. But I think, let me just check this out, see what this sounds like. Oh, they haven't even started yet. They're behind time. So, okay. I mean, we're going to have to deal with it.
An issue if you do so prior to the testimony or try a position concerning you placing a statement on the record, but similar to the other trials in this matter, I do not have an issue if you do so prior to the testimony of your client. As to the placing the statement on the record, does the state have a position?
No objection, Your Honor.
Does the defense have a position?
No position, Your Honor.
Concerning placing a statement on the record, Mr. Loro, you will be permitted to do so, or another member of your firm, before your client testifies. As to the motion to quash the defense subpoena, does the state have a position?
No, Your Honor. No position.
Does the defense have a position?
Yes, Judge.
Go ahead.
May I stay here?
You may.
Donna's not even
Judge,
in court.
the issue here and the concern that we have on behalf of Mrs. Adelson is there have been two prior rulings in the homicide of Mr. Markell. One came from Judge Hankinson, and then another one came from Judge Wheeler. What Judge Hankinson ruled is that the immunity conferred by the state subpoena extended to cross-examination, and we believe that's an accurate statement of the law. However, Judge Wheeler limited cross-examination to only what the state brings forth on direct. This is a premature at this point, Judge. We have her under subpoena, And we may want to elicit testimony from her.
Well, before we get there on that point, when she's called as a state witness and she is cross-examined, she can be cross-examined on all matters raised by the direct and on matters of bias or impeachment or motive to lie. All matters that she can be cross-examined on pursuant to the rules of evidence extend under that state subpoena.
I understand that, Judge, but our issue is,
Recall her.
suppose that she's one of the first witnesses to testify. And suppose after she testifies, other issues come up that we know if we called her, she could rebut what has been said. It's not necessarily would be something that she would need to invoke her rights. It could be a very simple issue and we would need her testimony. So until we go through the trial to see what happens, it's impossible for us to say, yes, just cross-examining her on bias and credibility and whatever the state has asked about sounds good in the state's case until we hear further testimony and some issue arises.
I'll allow Mr. Lawyer to make his argument, but the crux of his motion is you cannot offer this witness any protection as it relates to you calling her in your case in chief. What is your response to the written argument on that matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on, Mr. Lawyer. I'm going to allow Ms. Fulford.
I'm sorry, I thought you were asking me. I'm sorry, sir.
You can make your argument in just a moment.
Interesting.
Donna.
Yeah, so the issue as to immunity, we cannot confer immunity to her, Judge. We agree with that. We can't. But there may be other issues where she could testify to something that she's not taking a chance, if you will, that she's going to say something that could be used against her in the future. There could be other matters that are raised in the trial that we simply want to get testimony from her as. She is the daughter of our client.
From the perspective of your client, I certainly understand the argument you're making. Mr. Lawyer, you may argue.
Yes, Your Honor. This issue was addressed by Judge Wheeler in the second McBanawar trial. It was also decided upon by the first DCA in July 2025, when the DCA ruled that the procedure used by Judge Wheeler was entirely correct, and the subpoena in that case was quashed. It was the same issue that the defense raised.
You got
They wanted to cross-examine my client pursuant to a defense subpoena, which conferred no immunity at all on Ms. Adelson. I indicated to the court then, as I will now, that Ms. Adelson will assert her Fifth Amendment rights with respect to any relevant question asked by the defense. So the only result of the defense procedure would be to have the client's daughter take the stand.
Wait, you can understand what the fuck that guy's saying?
He's trying to say that he is informing everybody, and I don't know who he thinks he is, that it's his right or obligation or even ability to assert the Fifth on behalf of Wendi Adelson for every conceivable question the defense might have. And I do think it infringes on her First Amendment, on her right to cross-examination. I mean, obviously he's saying she's
You're
going to be
talking about Donna's right to cross-examine.
right, to cross-examine Wendi. He's saying that it's going to cover all bias, all possible impeachment. So in that sense, I guess it wouldn't infringe on her right to cross-examination. But who in the hell does he think he is that he can say on every conceivable issue? Like, what's your mother's temperament? You know what I mean? Like, there are questions that they could ask her that she would not invoke.
Is your mother an overbearing puppet master? Has your mother inserted herself into every facet of your life?
The defense
The
might not ask those
entirety of your life.
Defense might not ask those, babe.
Oh yeah. Wait. Well. Yeah. Probably not. But Georgia, Georgia definitely would. I mean, I don't remember this type of motion being filed for any of the other times that Wendi has testified, and she's testified in multiple trials. So I don't know. What I do know is there better not be any Zoom witnesses during this trial because their audio on Zoom sucks. I don't even have the boost on. If I have the boost on, we're all dying. Our heads are all going to explode. So I'm not putting the boost on.
And invoke the Fifth Amendment in front of the jury. And that the court decided by Judge Wheeler that would be inappropriate. And we would ask the court now to follow the same procedure as Judge Wheeler and follow the same procedure that was upheld by the first DCA just 1 month ago.
Voir dire. I mean, that's the
Does the defense have any remaining argument on this
Solution.
matter?
Your Honor, respectfully, the issue that was ruled on or concerning the subpoena and quashing the subpoena, Ms. McBanawa did not make that argument below. She did not join the state's motion. So the first DCA did not rule that Judge Wheeler followed the proper procedure. My understanding is that the first DCA held that she had not preserved the argument.
And if I could add one thing further,
We don't have tag team motions. Who's going to finish the argument?
just lean in and tell him. It's those kind of things, form over substance, that it just gets tiresome in the court of law at this point. Just let us both
Your
argue.
Honor, factually, we're in a vastly different circumstance. Our client certainly has information, knows information about her daughter that Ms. McBanawa would not have ever been able to know. And so it's our position that it's premature. The Fifth Amendment question, the court's rule should be done on a question-by-question basis.
So your expectation is for me to ask the question. She will make some sort of signal, I'm invoking the juries to be removed, and then we do this for the entire defense direct?
No, do what Dally
What I
said.
would suggest
We'll
is
hear
that
it.
if we get into this posture, and absolutely cross-examination may be sufficient, but if we get into the posture of needing additional, I would suggest that potentially proffering the questions, and then she and her counsel can advise the court if she intends to invoke her privilege at that time.
Mr. Laura, last word, and then I will rule.
Yes, Your Honor. The statement by counsel is patently incorrect and false. This issue was raised by Ms. Carras in the McBanawa trial. She preserved the issue. She made the same arguments that these defense lawyers are making now. It was wholly rejected by Judge Wheeler and wholly rejected by the first DCA. And we respectfully request that Your Honor follow that ruling here. There is simply no question that the defense could ask that is relevant to this matter that Ms. Adelson, my client, would answer. She's invoking her Fifth Amendment.
Oh, that's his client. Oh,
Yeah, that's Wendy's lawyer.
Having
Oh,
reviewed
sorry.
the applicable authority on this issue and also reviewed the prior transcripts on this matter that were also ruled on by Judge Wheeler concerning this same subject, I am going to adopt a similar ruling. The defense cannot give the witness immunity as it relates to any matters in which she would testify under and could properly invoke the Fifth Amendment privilege. No witness can be called to the stand simply to invoke the Fifth Amendment, as there would be no basis for this witness to take the stand and give testimony on a relevant matter that also could not affect her ability to also endanger her own Fifth Amendment right. I am going to grant the relief that is requested.
they didn't even
If we
ask
need
to
to
voir
revisit
dire.
this issue for any purpose where the defense believes there is a line of
Oh, here we
questioning
go.
that will not go to the Fifth Amendment privilege of the witness, we will at the appropriate time. But I do believe it is the proper ruling at this point to quash the subpoena.
What?
Mr. Laura, I believe that
Defense is-
concludes your motion
no,
for
Wendy.
today. Again, when it's time for your client to testify, you may place your statement on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good day, sir.
To you as well.
I just
Concludes
disagree.
the public portion of the hearings for this afternoon. We will take a brief break and then resume with the in-camera matters. The courtroom is to be cleared by all non-parties at this.
Boom, there it is. So it was Wendy's shit.
So fast forward just to make sure they didn't come back, because he said then we're going to resume. So first he said we're going to have the whatever portion, and then he said and then we'll resume with the in-camera portion, which also would not involve the
No,
public.
yeah, they're done. He
They're
said
done.
they're done with the public portion of the hearing. So there's that. All right.
So what Bob and I were saying we thought should have been done is that the subpoena should not have been quashed. And if they're became a line of questioning that they believed would not involve the Fifth Amendment right, that they should be allowed to put that on the record and or have a voir dire, where anyone who followed the Karen Reed trial knows that is when they clear out the jury, they ask the questions, the judge can decide just because the witness, I know I was screaming earlier, like, who in the hell does he think he is to assert her rights? But I didn't realize that was Wendy's lawyer. I thought that was one of the prosecutors, so I apologize for that. That being said, he still has no clue, like I said, what they might ask. Hey, what did your mom like to eat for breakfast? I mean, obviously that's not a question, but for the judge to say there's not any conceivable relevant question where she wouldn't invoke her right at this point in time, to me, I agree with the defense, is too early.
Yeah. I mean, I think he kind of left himself a little wiggle room.
But he quashed the subpoena.
I know he did, but she's going to be there anyway. I mean, in terms of them calling her during their case in chief, I mean, that's what the thing is. Obviously they're going to have the opportunity to cross-examine her during, the state's case in chief when they call Wendi. So they obviously have every opportunity to do that. I think they were subpoenaing her in the event that they wanted to call her during their case in chief. That's what he quashed. So
Right, and that's where I'm saying I think he should have left it be. And then if they decided that there was some relevant line of questioning, they could have voir dired her.
I
But
mean, he went with the law of the case, really. I mean, not necessarily this case, but the bigger case. Because somebody in chat said that Wendy's lawyers have filed this motion like repeatedly in Katie's trial and also in Charlie's. So
in the same jurisdiction.
yeah. So I don't know.
Boop.
So tomorrow is going to. So tomorrow they're supposed to start picking the jury, and
I've got real court in the morning.
I don't know if that's going to be. Does anybody know out there whether or not they're going to be streaming the jury selection? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't in trials. I'd say a majority of the time they don't. It's kind of boring. I love it.
I like it.
Ollie loves it, but like for y'all, you guys might think it. You probably enjoy it. You probably enjoy it. It's interesting, and it depends on how much latitude the judge gives the lawyers in terms of their questioning. But I always love hearing different approaches by different lawyers in terms of how they're going about trying to select jurors. It's always fascinating to me. So we'll keep an eye on that. If anybody does know whether or not. So let's see.
Bob. Tweet at Defense Diaries. He's always up there.
Last year we watched everyone's shoes walk by. What is that during?
Meaning the jury, right? Like sounding like she wasn't too interested.
Did you hear it? Could you hear it? Do you guys know if during Charlie's? I think they were going to last year, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I could go back. I'll go and check.
They wouldn't have too much. Some stuff might be, lead you to who they are, but. Yeah, Bob will go back and check. If anyone sees anything, tweet at him. Defense Diaries. He's always.
Yeah, I'm always on the Twitter box.
Dawn Burke. I know she's been a member before. At least I recognize her name. But what does she get, babe?
Family hug. Big family hugs.
And Rami really wants one as well.
So the way the scheduling will work tomorrow, we'll play it by ear. If by chance they do decide to stream jury selection, then we'll throw it on. If they don't, I don't have anything going on until the evening. We're in at 5 Central, 6 Eastern. I'm going to hang out with my brother Joe Jackalone over at the Sarge's channel. That'll be great. We'll probably hang for about an hour because it's 7:30. I haven't even posted it yet or announced it.
Secret information for just you.
Yeah, secret information. David Yannetti is joining us tomorrow night. So
yay,
long-awaited interview with David Yannetti will be tomorrow night, solo. So we're excited about that. I'm just waiting on Mandy to get the thumb so I can start promoting it. She's doing her magic back there, though. She's got big ideas. So she sent me a couple of screen grabs of where her mind's at, and Mandy does great work back there. So she's the queen of the queen of the thumbnails. So so we're looking forward to that. So that'll be 7:30 your time if you're Eastern, and it'll be 6:30 our
Your
time.
time. That is
Well, I think
just
for
about
that
it.
there's going to be a lot of people from the East Coast watching that. So
East Coast. So
and
what
they
Rami
don't
also
consider us
wants a
to be
hug,
real
babe.
time. Like, you know, you're a former East Coaster.
Yeah,
You're like,
baby.
what? You're like, what is that Midwest bullshit you're talking? What is Central
No,
Time? Is that
Central.
really a thing? Is that a
Hey,
thing?
best. What's Rami get, babe?
Aw, family hug.
Thank you, Dr. Rhonda.
Thanks, Dr. Rhonda. We appreciate you.
And
So
Pixie 78 can't wait for this trial. Donna has no poker face.
she does
And
not.
thanks for 2 months of support. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we love it. Thanks, Pixie. Yeah, she does not have much of a poker face. She and she is one of those clients that I'm talking about all the time that is going to be in her attorney's ear. She can't help herself. Yeah, you know, and her lawyer's gonna be saying, write it on the pad. Write it on the pad, Donna. Donna, I need to listen to what they're saying. Donna.
Right. Some
Donna.
people, like you saw Karen Reed, she actually contributed in beneficial ways, but I feel like this would be one of those.
Yeah, it'll be like her emails, you know. Like Donna's got all the answers. Donna knows everything. Donna's you know, on TV she plays a lawyer. So she's got
All right.
all the answers.
Thank the people.
That was the shortest live we've done in a long time.
Love
Yeah.
it. 26
Well,
minutes.
let's talk about young Emmanuel Harrow, that terrible case. I've been covering that. I haven't seen anything recently. If you guys don't know about that case, young 7-month-old baby was allegedly kidnapped out of his mom's vehicle outside of a Big Five sporting goods store that apparently does not have surveillance of the parking lot on its outer shell on the building itself. So
Wow.
there's no actual ability to be able to see if anything that she's saying. So what she says, she smells a poopy. And she's like, oh, do I need to change your poopy diaper? And so she goes back. She pulls the baby out of the car seat, and she's got the baby laying on the back seat in order to change the diaper. And she tells two different versions of it. And one, she just sees white, and then she wakes up on the floor, aka the ground, and the baby's gone. She's screaming, panicking, runs into the store. Hey, has anybody seen a baby? Somebody with a baby? Everybody says no. She calls 911. The other one, the other version that she told is that same thing. She's got the baby laying down in order to change the diaper, and that someone behind her says "Hello" or "Hola."
Wow.
It was either Dutch or Spanish. I'm not sure.
Right. I'm like, hello.
Hello. So, but and then she gets hit, and she comes to, baby's gone.
What?
Yeah, so she's got this, and so she's got this black eye, this like mouse under her eye.
Mm.
And so everybody's speculating that it looks 3, 4, 5 days old, that it's not, it doesn't look the color that,
I'm
you
not
know, that it's
speculating.
like everybody speculating on it, you know, and I was trying to, I put a long tweet out yesterday. I'm like, look, it's easy to think that everybody's Susan Smith, but let's just remember little Cleo Smith down in Australia, where she got kidnapped out of a tent. Everybody was like, oh, the parents did it, the parents, you know, and then they end up finding the kid 18 days later in some creep's like basement or some kind of like
Or
like
the
she
bingo.
had been kidnapped out of their and it was down in Australia, but
Sometimes the one-armed man really did do it.
yeah, you know, and it's easy to sit there and parse, like, she's not crying. Those are alligator tears. Like, you know, trying, like, no one knows how anybody is going to react or what the proper reaction is
Right.
when
If you're like
something
in
like
like
this happens.
shock and you're just adrenaline's going and you're just in like, let's figure this out mode. I agree. We're not going to speculate.
Yeah, it's a, I mean, certainly not saying that they're not suspects, because the other thing that came out, babe, was that both parents had been brought to the station. They had both been questioned. At some point, she lawyers up. She's like, at this point, I think I need a lawyer.
As
Which,
everyone's told, even if you're innocent, ask for a lawyer. So
right. I'm like, please don't like impute guilt.
she
because
might
somebody was
just watch true crime, listen to true crime
content.
podcasts or watch YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, or she's just not a total idiot. Like, you never go in and talk to the cops because here's the thing, when you have if you're innocent and you've got your lawyer with you, they're going to be able to take the cops out of the room and be like, all right, where you're not going to be able to do it, but they're going to say, all right, well, like, what are you coming at what are you coming at? Like, what are you getting at? What's like, what is your goal here? Is my client the target? Are you investigating because I'm going to gauge how much I'm going to allow my client to speak to you based on what you tell me. Without that, like, you're just sitting there getting grilled, and we've seen it. I mean, think about Mick Patel. I don't know what he said in his statement, but I mean, innocent people get railroaded in this country. You have to have a lawyer present. So my point is, I don't take anything from the fact that she lawyered up other than good job. I mean, good job. If she's guilty, they're going to find her. Like, if they've done this, there's no way they're getting away with it. Like, that's the point. There's no point in speculating, because the way that we're set up in terms of society these days, with the phones and cameras everywhere on buildings, like, they're going to track everything. They're going to track all the movements. Additionally, they have, like, in that household, I think there's like 6 kids total, including Emmanuel, like, ranging from football age. Like, somebody knows something. They're going to figure it out. They're going to figure out if the baby's been missing, if the baby made the trip to, I mean, are there ring cameras in the neighborhood? Did anybody see her packing the baby in before she went to get the mouth guard for the kid who's playing football? We're going to find out. Like, if they've done something horrible, we're going to find out. There's no way in this world that they're going, and they do not look smart enough to have been able to cook up some plan where they're evading.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is something that we're going to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to you on. Cody was asking, are we covering the Drummond case out of Tennessee?
I looked at it. Somebody sent me a lot of stuff about Drummond over the weekend. I think that's who. Isn't that who Vinny had me on? Wasn't I talking about Drummond on Vinny's thing last week? I can't
Whatever
remember.
you were talking about, you did very eloquently, but I can't remember. But in any event, that's another one that we will keep an eye on. Just want to thank you guys all for tuning in with us on this short but emergency hearing on, what's her name?
Wow.
Donna Adelson.
Donna Adelson.
And we will look into whether jury selection is being aired live, and whether it's something our audience is interested in seeing. So keep an eye out for updates about that, and thank the people, babe.
All right. And remember, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Also, set your notifications for tomorrow. First, I'm going to be on Joe Jacalone's, and then David Yannetti is joining us tomorrow night. It'll be great. So I really hope you guys will come hang out with us and Dave. I think it'll be a great live. We ask questions that other people don't ask. That's what our goal always is. So, because otherwise you've heard it before, which is no fun. There's no fun in that. All right, y'all. We love you. Thank you for your support today. And thank you for watching with us, because without you, I'm just an old man
Sitting around talking to his wife.
Yeah. That's the stuff. Bye.